So this one was also recommended to me by my audience. Barbenheimer is more than a meme. So a lot of people have been telling me I had to watch this video because a lot of you may know Barbie and Oppenheimer came out on the same day. Oppenheimer is about the father of the nuclear bomb, and Barbie is pink. And they came out on the same day, and movie theaters around the world were split between freaking physicist, politician, edgelords, and teenage girls wanting to watch Barbie. This meme has just been hilarious to me personally, and apparently it is more than a meme. And I'm very excited to get right into this because this could be, I know that I have complaints with both movies, but this really could be almost a renaissance for Hollywood. I'm not gonna lie. So let's just jump right into it.
Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Which one do you think I prefer?
No, I mean, which one do you want to watch first?
You are pulling my leg.
Every so often,
There are two types of people in this world. The people that went to the theater for Oppenheimer first, or the people that went to the theater for Barbie first. Two types of people in this world. It's just such a great meme in my opinion, but also both movies were not what anyone expected, which is so refreshing for modern media in general.
movie studios do this weird thing where two almost
Spider-Verse was a sequel, so I feel like that's cheating, but yeah, Spider-Verse was a masterpiece.
identical movies come out more or less at the same time. We're talking about Deep Impact and Armageddon, or Ants and a Bug's Life, or White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen. The list goes on and on. They're called twin films, and they're usually the result of two studios investing in similar scripts at a similar time and then racing to get theirs to the market first. But what is far less common is when two completely different movies are released not just within a few weeks of each other, but on the exact same day.
Dude, it's such a wild phenomenon. This will be remembered.
I am of course talking about when The Dark Knight and Mamma Mia came out on the same day in 2008.
No way, what? That is so cute. I didn't know that.
Hang on, no, that's not what I mean. No, I'm talking about what started out life as a bit of a joke has grown into something else entirely.
Did you know that there was a world shortage of pink paint from the making of Barbie?
Legend, Mr. Wayne.
There's t-shirts, there's memes, there's TikToks and trailer mashups, there's New York Times articles, there's a website where you can vote for them as president.
Yo, that is so funny. I didn't know that.
Even Tom Cruise posted about it, and then Margot Robbie did as well. It's got its own Wikipedia page, and people are even asking the stars about it on the red carpet.
I mean, I'll be going to see Barbie 100%. I can't wait to see it. I think it's just great for the industry and for audiences that we have two amazing films by amazing filmmakers coming out on the same day.
It's a perfect double bill. I think actually start your day with Barbie, then go straight into Oppenheimer, and then Barbie Chaser.
On Twitter,
Let's freaking go, baby. That is so cute.
tens of
And then the nukes fall.
thousands of people worldwide are now planning what could be the weirdest double feature in cinema history. The first movie they watch is massively ambitious, a film written and directed by one of the most respected people in Hollywood, someone who has Oscar nominations not just for Best Director but twice for Best Screenplay, a passion project led by a husband and wife founded production company with the backing of a major studio, an all-star cast in front of the camera, and a team of absolute cinematic perfectionists behind the scenes.
So I'm not gonna lie, I think Oppenheimer will be remembered as one of the greatest movies of this generation.
All working together to deliver a visual feast of exquisite production design, cinematography, costumes, and special effects to tell a story about one of the most influential figures in history.
I think it was really good, personally. That's my take. I think it was really good. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews because it's 3 hours with heavy dialogue, and the visual effects, you'd think that you only actually watch one nuke go off, which, yes, is absolutely beautiful, but that's kind of it. Fellas, is it gay to get bombed? But I do think it's a masterclass in writing. I think it was a fantastic movie.
And the second movie is massively ambitious, a film written and directed by one of the most respected people in Hollywood, someone who has Oscar nominations not just for Best Director, but twice for Best Screenplay, a passion project led by a husband and wife founded with the backing of a major studio, an all-star cast in front of the camera, and a team of absolute cinematic perfectionists behind the scenes, all working together to deliver a visual feast of exquisite production design, cinematography, costumes, and special effects to tell a story about one of the most influential figures in history.
That is so true. I didn't actually look at it that way. There really is much more of an actual comparison and dichotomy than I anticipated. That's actually kind of crazy.
Huh. Maybe this video is going to be longer than I thought.
Dude, there actually is so much overlap despite creating a complete opposite thing.
While they couldn't be more different in style, tone, and aesthetic, I think Barbenheimer is the perfect event to challenge what we as audience consider to be quote-unquote serious movies, and to prove that cinematic talent does not have to express itself exclusively through heavy historical dramas or big blockbuster action flicks, which, let's be honest, tend to skew towards male audiences.
See, I'm not gonna lie, I am waiting for the Barbie reboot where it's really just a documentary about Belle Delphine. That's what I'm waiting for.
Let's go beyond the memes and actually talk about Barbenheimer, because I am not joking when
Yo, look at this poster! What? This is crazy!
I say that I think it will be the biggest cinematic event of the year. That's right, in a year with a new Indiana Jones movie,
Okay, the Indiana Jones movie was a massive flop. Not a good example.
new Mission Impossible movie,
Okay, new Mission Impossible movie apparently was good. I didn't see it.
a new Spider-Man movie, and
That was a masterpiece across the Spider-Verse.
Michael Keaton coming back as Batman.
Okay, that was... Flash was ass.
Instead, the most talked about movie premiere is not one, but two original screenplays helmed by critically acclaimed directors.
So true.
I mean, sure, one of them
So
is based
true.
on a very popular IP, but that's hardly a guarantee of success.
Yeah, look at Flash.
Because while that IP might be one of the most recognizable in the world, Margot Robbie, who is a producer on the film, has noted that being recognizable isn't the same as being popular. She said, "We have to acknowledge that there are a lot of people who aren't fans of Barbie, and in fact aren't just indifferent to Barbie, they actively hate Barbie. We need to find a way to..."
No one hates... The people that hate... Saying people hate Barbie is like saying people hate superheroes. It's like, yeah, I'm sure those people exist because the fan base is just that big, but it is so minuscule in comparison to the fans.
To acknowledge that. And given my audience is 95% male, some of you watching right now may well feel that way. If that's you, I urge you to watch the rest of this video. Hell, I urge you to watch Barbie. Get outside your comfort zone a bit and try something a little different.
Yeah, be like Ben Shapiro, bro. Be like Ben Shapiro, dude. This was the wildest thing I've ever seen. Ben Shapiro made a 43-minute review on Barbie. Dude, look at
Well,
this.
folks, I just got back from the theaters seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm about to review both of them. I'm going to tell you which one of these is the best blockbuster of 2023 and which one is maybe the worst.
I bet I loved our movie, right, Ken?
Oh my god.
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
What the
Oh, you missed.
run?
What? Like, look at this. Why, bro? Why go to the lengths like that? Oh my god, dude.
I think you might be pleasantly surprised. But we'll come back to that. First, let's look at how we even got Barbenheimer in the first place. What on earth possessed the studios to put such completely different films up against each other? Well, turns out it may have been deliberate. See, Christopher Nolan was partnered with Warner Brothers for much of his career, but he parted ways with them before making Oppenheimer because of their pivot towards streaming around the time he was releasing Tenet. So Nolan shopped around and eventually partnered with Universal.
Tenet was
According to
very
The Hollywood
mid.
Reporter, Nolan asked for the world and they gave it to him. A production budget of $100 million and an equal marketing budget. A theatrical window of at least 100 days and 20% of the film's first dollar gross. You
Damn.
can count on one hand the number of people who have enough influence in Hollywood to get such a lucrative contract from a studio. But one of those people is Margot Robbie, who besides Tom Cruise is arguably the most influential actor/stroke producer working in Hollywood today. Robbie founded her own production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, in 2014 alongside her now husband Tom Ackerley. And if this sounds familiar, it's because Nolan's production company, Syncopy Inc., was also co-founded between him and his wife, Emma Thomas.
That's so
who's produced
crazy.
all of his films. But although Lucky Chap is producing the Barbie movie, that movie is also being financed and distributed by, you guessed it, Warner Brothers. And even though they seem to be making amends now, rumor has it that Warner Brothers deliberately scheduled Barbie to release at the same time as Oppenheimer as a
What?
bit of a screw you to Nolan for ditching the studio.
There's
hoping
no
that it
way.
draw crowds away and impact the film's profitability. But it kind of looks like this backfired, because
Yeah.
no one predicted Barbenheimer. According to the New York Times, every time Barbie released a trailer, Oppenheimer would start trending. So,
That's crazy.
ironically enough, the Warner Brothers' decision to screw over Christopher Nolan has actually ended up giving him a ridiculous amount of free word-of-mouth
That's
advertising.
insane. That's true. Every time like this was the Oppenheimer trailer. This was the Barbie trailer and Oppenheimer spikes just because people talk about the fact that that is so awesome.
So
They are the
jokes on
future.
them, I guess. But studio politics aside, I do want to look at the advertising of these two movies, especially Barbie, because, well, It's a lot. As you might expect from a movie based on the most famous toy ever, Barbie's marketing is very much leaning into its IP, with product deals galore, from yogurt to a full-size Barbie house tour with AD. By contrast, Nolan's approach to marketing Oppenheimer has been very restricted. See, he's reached a point in his career where he has creative control over how his films are marketed, and it's clear with Oppenheimer that he doesn't want to give too much away.
I mean, even though it's like, it's based on a true story, right? And still, like, if you give away anything, you're just spoiling everything with something like that.
Trailers and posters have only given us tiny hints at the tone and aesthetic of the film, while giving away very little about the specifics. To be honest, it's how I wish more movies were advertised. Get us interested, but don't cram all the best bits of the movie into the trailer. But the best trailer of the year, hell, the best trailer I have seen for a long time, was not for Oppenheimer. It was for Barbie.
Okay.
The teaser released in December last year was sheer brilliance, a direct parody of Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, one of the most famous movies of all time that was directed by one of cinema's most famous auteurs.
Bro, what? I didn't know about
A
this!
director who is adored by the mostly male-dominated world of online film criticism.
That's crazy.
The Venn diagram of people who like Stanley Kubrick films and target audience for a Barbie movie probably has a pretty narrow crossover. But what director Greta Gerwig did with this teaser was tell the world two things. One, it told us that this movie was going to be fun as hell, and two, that it will be completely different to what you expected from a Barbie movie.
And it was.
And this is 100% deliberate. Margot Robbie said in an interview that people immediately have an idea of, oh, Margot is playing Barbie? I know what that is. But our goal is to be like, whatever you're thinking, we're going to give you something totally different. The thing you didn't know you wanted.
Let's go, baby. She's gonna freaking give us the full service, the happy ending. That's what I wanted to hear.
Teaser promised us. But it did more than that. By riffing on Stanley Kubrick, it brought in a whole audience of film geeks who otherwise would probably never have watched the trailer for a Barbie movie. It sent a message to a group of people who are so outside what you would expect to be the typical target market for Barbie, and said to them, hey, why don't you give this a shot? Bringing Nolan back into this, it kind of reminds me in a weird way of how The Dark Knight was marketed. The advertising of that film spent a lot of time focusing on Heath Ledger's Joker, in an effort to convince fans that his casting was appropriate and that they should give the movie a chance. Because when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, the internet lost its mind because at that point in time, he was best known as the pretty boy from all those rom-com chick flicks and the one about the gay cowboys. In other words, he was largely dismissed as an actor because the movies he had chosen to act in were romances that were largely directed at a female audience, and therefore he wasn't taken seriously as an actor by the mostly male audience of Batman.
That's really interesting.
Where have we seen that before? Christopher Nolan could see Heath Ledger's talent and forged ahead with casting him, but knowing Ledger's reputation, the marketing had to spend a lot of time saying to the world, trust us, we got this. And of course they did.
They did. That is the best Joker ever. Listen, I love the Joker movie. Bro, this is the best Joker. For me, this is the Joker.
By parodying such a famous scene from such a famous director, Greta Gerwig is directly appealing to a similar demographic of people who might dismiss a Barbie movie because...
Bro, that is such good advertising. If you hate Barbie, this is for you.
Barbie movie and it's all pink and girly. This trailer is saying that a movie can be artistic, well-crafted and brilliantly executed while also being funny, satirical and yes, pink and girly. In other words, the tagline for Barbie should be, why so serious? This trailer told the world that Barbie is not going to be some phoned-in, script-to-screen movie designed to make a quick buck off some recognizable IP. No, this was going to be a movie that had some genuine craft and filmmaking talent behind it, while also being an IP cash grab. But you know what? That's what the Dark Knight trilogy was as well.
True.
Movies being built around marketable IP is about as old as movies themselves. It doesn't automatically make them bad movies. What makes them bad movies is when profit becomes the sole motivation.
Oh, don't show me The Hobbit. I thought that was so sad.
Leading to cutting corners and a general lack of craft, talent, and passion behind the production because no one believes in it. Like The Dark Knight, Barbie is both a giant corporate IP-driven blockbuster capitalizing on a famous brand, while also being a personal and artistically crafted film helmed by a character-focused director. As Gerwig herself said, things can be both and. I'm doing the thing and subverting the thing.
The message of Barbie has always been you can be anything. Really? I always thought the message of Barbie was you can undress me.
Everything we have seen so far from Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie is that it has all the hallmarks of a film being made by people who really, really care.
So emotionally, just remembering like standing in Toys R Us looking Barbies with the plastic sheet over it and everything in you wanted to take it off and take everything.
Talking about Greta wanting to go inside the box, that's actually Barbie's wardrobe. This is the beautiful wardrobe that does open and there's all the clothes.
The magical wardrobe.
Yeah.
Now, this may not mean much to you, but that's because you probably didn't play with Barbie dolls when you were younger. But there are
How dare you assume such a thing? You're 100% correct.
whole pages on the internet devoted to breaking down each detail of every item of clothing in the same way you get people combing through Star Wars trailers frame
That's
by
crazy.
frame to spot every tiny Easter egg or reference. Like the fact that the outfit Barbie is wearing in the teaser is the outfit of the original Barbie doll from
What? That's wild. Damn.
1959.
didn't
People
know
who
that.
recognize this Easter egg reacted in the same way I think a lot of the audience of this channel would have reacted to things like this, or this scene in Batman Begins being a throwback to the first ever Batman comic. The point is that this attention to detail in the Barbie costumes is the same as what we have become so used to seeing in superhero movies, and praising as evidence of the filmmaker's knowledge of and love for the thing they are adapting. Barbie and Batman both mean a huge amount to millions of people, so when they get adapted to film, those people will rightfully want reassurance that this character that they love will be treated with respect.
That in particular, the feet felt like a bit of a bat signal in a way.
Even if you don't have a
The feet were a bat signal! Oh my god, this is the most relatable thing I've ever heard. Every time I see feet, it's like the bat signal. I know that it is calling to me.
personal nostalgia for Barbie, surely you can understand the feeling and respect the filmmakers for acknowledging those details. And speaking of filmmakers who respect details, no one is more of a details guy than Christopher Nolan. Nolan has proven himself to be one of the most visionary
That was a bit of a rough segue, but I'll take it.
directors working today, and one of the reasons for this is his commitment to doing as much as he possibly can in camera. Oppenheimer is going to look absolutely gorgeous. What we have seen of the costuming and production design just looks pitch perfect, and Nolan's special effects teams, guys who worked on Fury Road and Top Gun Maverick, have figured out a way to replicate a nuclear explosion without using CGI. It's going to be extraordinary.
Let's go recruit some scientists.
The explosion looked incredible, but also for me it was like really getting into the mind of Oppenheimer. When Oppenheimer is standing there talking about like after the war and after Japan got bombed, and like inside he sees everyone cheering for him, but he doesn't hear anything. Like he sees everyone get up to applaud, and he just hears the chairs moving. Like he looks at these people cheering, but he looks at them through the lens of someone that just witnessed a tragedy before him.
But believe it or not, a similar level of filmmaking craft is on display in Barbie, just in a completely different way. We've already talked about the level of detail in the production design and costuming, but Greta Gerwig has also talked about her cinematic influences, and how the look of Barbie is very much inspired by Technicolor musicals from the golden age of Hollywood.
Because Barbie was invented in 1959, it felt like we could ground everything in that look.
She describes those films as having authentic artificiality. You have a painted sky in a soundstage, which is an illusion, but it's also really there. The painted backdrop is really there. The tangibility of the artifice is something that we kept going back to.
I
put it
love
another
that.
way,
I think the audience is always aware on some level of the difference between things that are animated and something that's been photographed.
it's a completely different look, but both Gerwig and Nolan are looking to achieve the same authenticity here by putting their cast in real settings and capturing.
Oh my god, guys, look, it's
the same authenticity.
Is that the bat signal? What can I
putting
say?
their cast in real settings and capturing everything they can in camera as much as possible. Both Nolan and Gerwig know that movies are not made by individuals. They are made by teams of people who all have to deliver their piece of the puzzle to get it right. A good director is one who enables the people they work with to make the best thing they can, and to rally people behind their vision of the film. Both Oppenheimer and Barbie have all the hallmarks of movies that have a singular vision that every single person involved in the production absolutely understands. Those visions just happen to be polar opposites from each other,
Which
and
is
I
hilarious.
cannot wait for them both. But anyway,
that is
this
why
video
it
is
was
longer than
massive.
I expected, and we still haven't actually answered the most important question about Barbenheimer. The question I asked at the very start of this video.
No, I mean, which one do you want to watch first?
Now, you might think the obvious answer is Oppenheimer. It's a deep, dark, serious movie that deserves your full attention and time to ponder it and reflect on its themes and messages, maybe over lunch and several increasingly colourful drinks, before going into the bright, comedic world of Barbie as a visual and thematic palette cleanser. And fair enough too, that's what I'm doing and it seems that the internet agrees. But think again. Because Oppenheimer is a Christopher Nolan movie after all, and it's actually written into the constitution that you have to see Nolan movies in IMAX for the best possible cinematic experience. And I don't know if you've ever seen a Christopher Nolan movie in IMAX before, but let's just say that sometimes the audio can be, well...
the usual, sir.
Oppenheimer is going to feature a literal nuclear explosion, so it is entirely possible that your eardrums are no longer functioning once you leave the cinema.
Actually
so
insane.
Maybe it's safer to do Barbie first. Just saying. But regardless of which one you watch first, I hope this video has shown that Barbenheimer is more than just a fun meme. It is a showcase of not one, but two hugely influential filmmakers at the height of their power, proving that creativity and filmmaking talent can express itself in completely different but equally valid ways.
And can I just appreciate, I should not say I should just appreciate when I put the feet on screen. I mean, feet are like the bat signal for me, but can we just appreciate the fact that Barbie was somehow more political than Oppenheimer?
And we have the honor, the privilege of getting to witness them both on the same day. Happy Barbenheimer, everyone.
Yeah, this was such an epic moment in history. I'm glad I got to be a part of it. Yeah, that was good shiz. That was a good video. Yeah, I do love the Barbenheimer meme. It's just so funny.
Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!